I know there's a strategy. I know you're coming back with reinforcements, something. I know there's a plan. You can tell me no other human will ever know.
There is no plan.
But I beg to differ because there is a plan. It's been in the works for many, many, many years. And it's coming in rapid pace. You know, there's actually a title for it. It's called Rapid Dominance. This is your boy Covert Radio, and I'd like to welcome you, and you, and you, and you over there, and you, and you, and you driving in your car. Welcome to Covert Radio. This is talk radio format, so just carry about what you were doing, and maybe you were spending some of that stimulus money, looking some stuff up on Amazon or something, I don't know, on your way to Walmart. Whatever it may be, but this is talk radio format. I am Covert Radio, and if I need you to take a look at this screen, I'll say, take a look at your screen.
The shit. We would never end the shit. We designed the damn thing, didn't we?
We were hidden in the first booster rocket to separate. Splashed down back in the Atlantic just as planned. We ain't going nowhere.
Sounds like NASA. You know, there really is a name for what's been going on, and I'm going to tell you, you know, why there's been a little bit of a delay for Covert Radio in between the last show and this show here. It's just, it's to put it plain and simply, it's I literally do not have enough time. I don't. I've explained this over the years, and you know, without strong support, I can only do content when I have time. You know what I mean? And that's pretty much how it's been. Now, there was a small window there for a while where I could really pump out content, but you know, it's just not like that, and which is fine. You know, I'm doing what I can. I love giving you guys information. I feel that, you know, I vet all of the information. I give you the absolute bottom line. I'm the one that reads. I'm the one that researches, and then I give it to you. You could be a part of that. You could support that if you want to help me give it to everyone. And you could be a Patreon, the link's in the description. But here's what happens. You know, in between shows, among, you know, my day-to-day work, I'll have about, and I am not exaggerating, I'll have anywhere from 50 to, I'd say, 150 windows open, or tabs. There's probably about 20 windows, and each of those windows has around 15 or 20 tabs. So, and that's at the end of a week, your average week. And it just keeps coming in rapid succession, rapid. The news comes every day. It changes every day. And every day it's just getting crazier and crazier and crazier. And a lot of people might think, I don't even pay attention to the news. I don't even listen to the news. That's fine. Okay. But that's the reason for rapid dominance, is they just bombard us with this, with their talking points and their information. And eventually you either drown it out, you just get sucked into whatever you're trying to entertain yourself with, or you just manage to catch, you know, bits and pieces here and there. And we are under attack. I mean, don't, your mentality is under attack. Your peace is under attack. Our bodies are now under attack. And it is truly called shock and awe. There is a name for it. Again, it's technically known as rapid dominance. And what it is, it's a tactic based on the use of overwhelming power. We used to run this in football as part of our defense. We'd call it our shock and awe defense, where it would just be straight dominate, push. I mean, just every play, no mercy at all. No mercy at all. Go straight for the neck of the quarterback. And you just use overwhelming power, and you create spectacular displays of force. Whether they're real or not real, fiction created in a computer, whatever. But it's to basically paralyze the enemy's perception. And you destroy their will to fight. They've done this all through history. They've done it all through history. The military uses it. And like I said, it's actually called rapid dominance. Its goal is to affect you mentally. It affects your will. It affects your perception. And it affects your understanding of your enemy or your adversary. And you actually learn that they seem so organized and strategic, where, they just keep firing. And it's literally meant to paralyze you and feel like you have no hope. I genuinely believe that's what Trump's only goal, Trump's only purpose was to paralyze the nationalists, paralyze the Christian conservatives and people who would call themselves, Republicans. Maybe not so much the rhino Republicans, but a lot of people put their faith into Trump. And you could see what's happened. Oh, sorry guys, they're too powerful. Oh, sorry guys, no more fair election. They stole the election and there's nothing I can do about it. And you're crazy for trying, you're very dangerous for trying to take this country back. It's to create a perception of hopelessness. The Trump card. You think you have a good hand. You're holding a great hand in euchre or spades or whatever, and there's a trump card. Like if you're playing spades, you'd be like, man, I got a great hand. We're gonna run this team. We're gonna run every hand, whatever. I haven't played spades in a while. And then you're, throw down, boom, here comes a trump card. Again, destroying your perception of a win, destroying your perception of making America great again. It is never, ever, ever going to happen with putting your faith into one of them. Trump is absolutely an insider. Trump went back to his Crystal Palace, his 24 karat gold, toilets and his jumbo jets and whatever else. He put his toe in the water for a few years. Got a lot of, rapid secession, rapid deployment, got a lot of truth out. The news is fake. It is controlled, meaning the state-run media. Just like China, state-run media, that's what we have. And Trump was here to show you that. And there's nothing you're going to do about it. Slave? Oh, you want to talk about it? Oh, okay. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. There you go. You're kicked out. You're kicked out of the town square. Twitter says bye-bye. Bye-bye. You know what I mean? You're kicked off YouTube, you're shadow banned, you're shut down, you're silenced, you're hopeless. You have no hope. This is the truth. We create the perception, and we're going to brainwash everybody that it's reality. In the meantime, for those of you who, even might have a slight problem with that, we're going to legalize this weaponized dope, and you're going to stay high 24 hours a day. So high that you can barely function. The only thing you can do is get high, giggle at cat videos on YouTube, fight about pointless shit that literally means nothing in the grand scheme of things, fight each other, tear each other down, eat, go back to smoking more dope, trying to get as high as you did when you first, got up and waked and baked or whatever. And then you're going to watch some more videos or start playing go into a different reality in your virtual reality games or your Xbox or your PlayStation. And then you're going to come out of there, you're going to eat again, and then you're going to get super high again until you can't hold your eyes open anymore. Ma, did you get chips? Ma, Grandma, did you get cookies, Grandma? Grandma, did you get me my cookies? You're 40 years old, okay? I was talking to my buddy that I just have so much information, man. I'm trying to keep it together. I have 50 tabs open right now. I just want to go through them with you guys to show you we really are in shock and awe. And this really was the plan. We are right on schedule. We're right on schedule. And I'm going to cover a few things. We're going to talk about race in this video again. This is something that Covert Radio has talked about in depth since I started. The coming race war. Some of those videos have been removed by YouTube just out of the clear blue sky. No rhyme, no reason. They just disappear. Again, Covert Radio is shadow banned, so if you can help spread the word, spread the link, make sure you're subscribed, become a Patreon. I mean, obviously, there's a problem here. I mean, obviously. You know what I mean? There's a problem with what I'm saying. This is stuff that they don't want said. I'm not welcome here. They want me to go to some echo chamber, which I am going, and I do have accounts. I just really don't have the time to develop them yet. But I'm going to go to the echo chamber. Like, YouTube's become the leftist echo chamber of cat videos and propaganda. It's the same way with BitChute and all these other right-wing, websites that are, right nationalist and whatever. And you're welcome there. You're welcome. But it's an echo chamber of all like-minded people, which is okay. But, again, that's the goal. That's part of the entire plan of this, is to divide and conquer. I've talked about this in depth over the last several years. It's a military operation. They do it multiple ways. They exercise race to divide and conquer us. They exercise class and income. They use religion. Them Muslims would just drop the bomb. That's what 9/11 was all about, to start that division. And it goes on and on in there. But what I was saying is my buddy, the one who's done a couple shows with me, I told you that he's armed to the teeth. I mean, this dude has crazy amount of guns and, awesome guns, like just semi-autos and whatever, assault rifles, you know what I mean? It's unbelievable how nice of an arsenal he has. And, obviously we talked about the recent things that have been going on and how Biden is on. I will take the assault rifles. We're going to take them. This is nothing new. This is what they've been trying to do for all the 8 years Obama was around. Again, everybody expected this. Everybody knew Hillary would do the same thing if she go. Everybody knew this. You know what I mean? But, there's a belief that if Trump was still around, or my Trumpy was still in the White House, that this wouldn't have happened. Okay, but see, you're not looking at this the way it's intended. He was never going to win again, he was only here to lay the trump card, to expose the state, to expose, yes, you can say nothing, yes, you can do nothing, and yes, you're going to be disarmed soon. But what I said to him, I said, pretty soon, the time is at hand where the patriot LARPing is you're going to be exposed. All these patriot LARPers, the ones who they got their American flag and they're going to sit there and talk about Trumpy and and I heard that Jim Bob Slim Blob, now he talked to a governor's second cousin's twice removed mother that said that they're going to start working on legislation. Okay, so stop, Kobe. Oh my God. I get so far ahead of myself. My mind is racing, and I got to slow it down. I get very emotional. I try not to. I get very angry. Okay. I'm very upset at a lot of the inability for some people to comprehend what's happening. These are good people. You are a good person. You have the right intentions. But here's where my brain explodes. How do you not understand that Trump is a paper tiger? How do you not, you're so smart and you're so good and you have such great intentions and you want good things. You want a country based on merit and morals, and you understand what morals are and respect and working and making an income and raising you understand all of this, but yet you don't understand that Trump, it was put into place to just basically call all of you out and to create the perception that it is hopeless. Washington, D.C. is still under martial law. Still under martial law. And if you want to get crazy, let's take a look at something here. Did you guys see this? Let me see. I got so many tabs open, so just bear with me here. Did you guys see this? Let's see. Can you guys see that? Take a look at the screen. Oh, okay, yeah. So 2 teen girls charged with murder in a carjacking death of a Uber Eats driver. This was yesterday, day before yesterday, because really this is the Sunday show on Monday, but you won't hear it till Tuesday, okay? This is the new one. It's the Sunday show on Monday, but you're not going to hear it till Tuesday. So this happened Sunday, I guess. 2 teen girls charged with murder in a carjacking death of a Uber Eats driver. New video appears to show Muhammad Anwar, 66, was hanging out of the side of his car, has 2 girls sped off with his car, and he's hanging out of it. Moments later, the vehicle crushes him. I mean, we're talking about a 13-year-old girl and a 15-year-old girl. They've been charged with murder. Here's the best part of this. This happened right downtown Washington, D.C. This happened a half a block away from National Guards, which I'll show you a video of, a cell phone footage of this, of them carjacking this guy, taking off, doing whatever. They roll the guys, I mean, and then there's not. So here's my point. The military is half a block away, and yet you still attempt a carjacking? I want you to think about that. What kind of mentality is this? Where does this come from? And, we could talk about poverty and this and all this and white supremacy, because we are going to talk about race. We're going to blame this and blame that, blame Trump, blame whatever. But the reality is, they're going to start exposing that too, where you're literally going to have no more excuses. There has been more money handed out in the last 6-8 months than has ever been handed to an American citizen since the beginning of the establishment of this country. There's your average family of 4, just on this last round, can put $12,000, $13,000 in their pockets. Each adult, $1,400 each. Each kid, $1,400. For if they're under 6, you're talking $3,000. You know, and I there's a lot of people who have kids, but I don't know why. Every time I think about a lot of kids, I think about that one black chick who was sitting in the hotel room who had 17 kids. And she's going on and on. She's like, somebody's got to pay for these babies. Somebody's got to take care of these kids. Somebody, because, I mean, like, so, you know, for her, she's going to get a $1,400 check, right? And then each one of her kids is going to get money. And all of them mainly under 18. So she just landed almost $30,000. $30,000 have just been handed to her. I guarantee you, though, the only thing that had happened is somebody bought some new clothes. They may have put 6 months down on a nice, you know, SUV or something. They definitely got the new satanic human blood ridden Nike shoes. Guaranteed they got that were sold out in 20 minutes. And yeah, we'll take a look at that here in a minute. Probably bought that grill. They got that chain. Okay, whatever. You have thousands of dollars. So now, does that fix everything? Does that fix the mentality? Does that fix a mentality for two young girls to hijack and murder a guy working to feed his family when there's National Guard a half a block away? How did that money? So there it is. Let's start chipping away at the illusion that it's poverty and it's, you know, it's because they don't have nothing. Really, they don't know right from wrong. Covert, what about Dylan Roof? What about Dylan Roof? What about this one or that one? Okay, so see, here we go. We're not talking about solutions. We're talking about a blame game and excuses. I'm not here to talk to you about excuses. I'm not. It's a waste of time. We need to devise solutions. And we need to know why two young little girls were out carjacking an innocent guy, murdering him while the military is a half a block away. Let's take a look at this video here. I'm not sure if the tube of you is going to allow me to play it here. Let's see. Can you guys see that? Yeah, let's see something here.
That Tim's.
What's going on?
Holocaust. They're trying to steal
Yeah. And across the screen, a world star. Yeah, okay.
She's stealing their car. She's stealing the car? Yeah, we called the cops. Call the cops. Call the cops.
Now here's the guy running a half a block. You see where he was going. He's gonna go around the corner.
It's been called. It's been called. It's been called. It's been called. They stole the car. These girls stole the car. Hey, they stole the car. They stole the car. These girls. That's it.
National Guard military men helping them out of the car they just stole. Look, military.
There's the dead driver. Oh my God.
Everybody needs to step back in the seat. I saw what happened. There's gas leaking. Yeah, hey, back up.
So tell me, how did $1,400 stop that? Investigators determine that the girls assaulted the victim with a taser during the carjacking, and Anwar sustained life-threatening injuries. He's dead. He's pronounced dead on the scene. Again, how do we fix this? How do we fix it? So we'll just put him in prison and for life, charge him as adults. Is that really the answer? No, that's not the answer. That's not the answer. That's the easy answer. And that's what, this is intended to do, is cause an emotional response and, again, more divide. Because if we're all divided, we're not helping and loving each other. And if we're all divided, we're not looking at the reason why we have these problems. Anwar's family said in a statement that Muhammad Anwar was a father, he was a grandfather, a husband, a brother, and an uncle. He was beloved by many. He was here in the United States from Pakistan. He immigrated from Pakistan to the U.S. in 2014. He has a wife and 3 kids, 4 grandkids, and he lived right in Virginia there. So, how does banning assault rifles stop this level of mentality? How does this level of disrespect and reckless disregard happen a half a block away where military are stationed in a city where the freest country in the world, with more money in their pockets than they've probably ever had given to them, windfall money. Again, we're, you know what I mean? Am I supposed to get angry about this? How about this one? Am I supposed to get angry about this?
Inside Tarrant County's juvenile courtroom, where cameras aren't allowed, 6 children accused in 2 violent crimes saw a judge Thursday. The first 2 charged with the capital murder of Ryan Muncie, a mother of 3, who was delivering food for Uber Eats, police said, when she was discovered stabbed to death at a Haltom City apartment complex.
That's the only thing that our family needs right now is justice.
Muncie was 31. The suspects, both just 14 years old.
For us to even have a murder is kind of a rare thing, but for it to involve 2 14-year-old juveniles, that's exceedingly rare.
Police say the 14-year-olds intended to steal Muncie's car but couldn't find her keys and stabbed her. Her phone was found in a dumpster less than a mile away. And in Arlington,
this is a very serious situation, and it's a wake-up call.
The aggravated robbery of an off-duty police officer at a gas station has landed 4 children in custody. Police say they were driving a stolen...
I want this to sink deeply in, okay? I'm going to play this one more time.
Inside Tarrant County's juvenile courtroom, where cameras aren't allowed, 6 children accused in 2 violent crimes saw a judge Thursday. The first 2 charged with the capital murder of Ryan Muncie, a mother of 3, who was delivering food for Uber Eats, police said, when she was discovered stabbed to death at a Haltom City apartment complex.
That's the only thing that our family needs right now is justice.
Muncie was 31. The suspects, both just 14 years old.
For us to even have a murder is kind of a rare thing, but for it to involve 2 14-year-old juveniles, that's exceedingly rare.
Police say the 14-year-olds intended to steal Muncie's car but couldn't find her keys and stabbed her. Her phone was found in a dumpster less than a mile away. And in Arlington,
this is a very serious situation, and it's a wake-up call.
The aggravated robbery of an off-duty police officer at a gas station has landed 4 children in custody. Police say they were driving a stolen car during the crime. In court, their ages were revealed. 3 of them, 14 years old. The 4th is just 12.
It's sad. I mean, let's face it. My heart goes out to their families, because you know their families don't want their kids involved in and it's dangerous, right? Somebody could have got seriously hurt yesterday.
Lieutenant Chris Cook says beyond the shock of it,
I mean, somebody died. Okay, they did. We're not talking seriously hurt. Somebody has died. I mean, granted, those are, two sort of separate incidences. But again, what are we supposed to do about that? How is money going to fix that? How is, I don't know, banning assault rifles, how is that going to fix that? I mean, we're talking little kids. Do you remember being 14? Do you remember being 12? Would you think twice about going out and trying to carjack somebody? That's, But Covert Radio read about Dylan Ruth. I've talked about the demoralization of America. Again, since I started Covert Radio, I talked about the entertainment industry. I talked about the games. I talked about the desensitization of the kids. And I mean, I know this isn't groundbreaking material, but I think it's more important than a lot of people want to either come to grips with, or it's more prevalent in their lives than they care to admit. Because, again, just in 1 or 2 generations, I ask you again, when you were 12, 13, 14, were you thinking about going out and carjacking people, complete strangers? Were you trying to murder people, carjacking them at 12, 14 years old? Were you in a city where the military are all around, there's martial law, and yet you're still gonna carjack somebody a half a block from where there's military station? You have money in your pocket, you're off from school. So what is the issue here? Is this white supremacy? Tell me. I mean, I'm just using all of the talking points that the liberal media uses, the state media, which again, Trumpy had exposed, oh yeah, fake news, yeah, okay, yes, he did expose that. But is it exposing, or is it just showing you this is how it is and this is how it's going to be? And there's nothing you're going to do about it. You're powerless. The people you elected, compromised and powerless. You're too high and messed up on GMO and drugs and legal weed, weaponized dope. Now you got a bunch of money in your pocket that you're either going to spend at Walmart or Amazon. What are you going to do about it? It's state-run media, yes. The 4th, 5th branch of the military, the media, the 4th branch. So did he expose this, or is he just breaking the barrier down and fast tracking everybody into the new reality? Because guess what? And this is the point I would love for you to understand. You will never, ever, ever, ever have the privilege that Trump has had his entire life. You will never have the money or the privilege that his kids will have. Your kids will never have it. You'll never have it. Your parents didn't have it. And, we're talking literally, there's no comparison. I'm going to give you one example. We're going to talk about this in a moment. But I talked recently in another video, a couple of videos ago, I talked about the BLM and the fact that the amount of money that they've been given over the last year because of some guy that was screwed up on fentanyl, and I can't. Good timing, that's all I know. But again, I made a prediction when this goes to trial, there'll be an acquittal. And then that's when we go into complete occupied territory. It will be the purge level occupation by the military on the street. It will be Hunger Game level, Elysium level. So you're hearing it again. So we're a year later, and the trial has started, and I'm sticking to my prediction. There will be an acquittal, or there will be a mistrial. He's going to walk out of that courtroom, and within 72 hours, maybe, I don't know, 4 days? You think the spring and summer of 2020 was bad? You have no idea what's about to happen. And, I'm talking about not only from raw, real emotion, I'm talking about what they're ready to do with their roving gangs of the brown shirts. Antifa and the BLM. The Marxist communist. Self-admitted Marxist communist. Self-admitted. Not even making this up. They are Marxists. The founders, they're a quasi-military group. And they have billions of dollars in their coffers. Not millions. They have billions. But yet, there's white supremacy, and we got to wash the feet of the black folks and, apologize because your family moved into this country in 1910, 60 years, 50 years past when slavery was abolished. You had nothing to do with it, but it's your fault. And you're still a target, and go to World Star Hip Hop. And you can see all of the white people being senselessly hurt, the knockout game still thriving, people getting shot in the back, girls getting shot in the head. Random acts of violence, all winds up on World Star, white supremacy, because this is what's pounded into your head. Again, you may not watch the news, you may not pay attention, but you do have that pounded into your head. They made sure that one slipped through. But here's what you don't realize, or you don't care. I don't know. I would care. BLM, you know what? Let's see here. Because I have something here. Here we go. This was from December of 2020. So several months ago. And it's increased since then. Okay? Black Lives Matter has raised $10.6 billion since May. $10.6 billion. In other words, BLM has about the equivalent of Amazon's profit this year. Amazon's profit was $11.5 billion. And the donations to Black Lives Matter related causes since May were $10.6 billion, controlled by two women who had openly admitted they are trained Marxists, which are communists. So, what's the point, Covert Radio? Here's the point. The amount, and I've gone over this before, the amount of just, say, black people in America. This is the most recent 2019-2020, is 47.8 million. Men, women, children. 47.8 million black people in America. If the BLM right now today would say every black person in this country, every American, black American, with all the money, we're going to, again, continue to accelerate this, to me, it's fake. I mean, we could talk about this anytime. See, I don't know how these corporations go for 40 years ignoring black people, and then in 6 months, the only commercials on TV are black people. And I'm thinking to myself, how would that make me feel? It would piss me off. I would feel like it's so fake and shallow. And then you have the BLM, who is supposed to be, saying Black Lives Matter, with over $10 billion in there. And I mean, it's over $10 billion. But even if they would give each black American woman, child and man, each man, woman, and child, 47.8 million black people in America. If they would give you $1 million each, $1 million each, that would be $47.8 million. To put it right in your bank account. You will never have to work. You can buy just about any home you want. You could develop your community. You could, develop your schools. You could do whatever you want. You could go on vacation. You could buy a couple vehicles. You could have security. Get out of the projects, whatever. Destroy the projects. Get together with a few people, buy the whole block, destroy it, and put in condos. Each of you would have $1 million. And guess what? Do the math yourself, okay? If Black Lives Matter, the BLM, if they would issue $1 million checks to all 47.8 million black people in America, the BLM would still have $10,552,200,000. They would still have, after they issued close to $50 million, gave it away to all black people, they would still have over $10 billion. Do the math yourself. 10.6 billion minus 47.8 million. That is 10,552,200,000. If Black lives really mattered, if they really believe white supremacy is the problem, then give each black person $1 million. And I guarantee you, and I'm not even getting it. I'm not getting into it. But they don't want to do it. This is the kind of stuff they want to do here. What is it? Let's see here. The BLM leader was arrested for allegedly spending $200,000 in donations on tailored suits, a house, and on guns. This was several months ago. This is prior to the 10 billion limit that they reached in December. This was in September, a couple months prior to that, and they still have money to literally burn. BLM leader arrested for allegedly spending $200,000 in donation on tailored suits, a house, and guns. The FBI arrested a Black Lives Matter activist for allegedly using over $200,000 in donations on personal expenses. Like, there it is. Again, $10 billion. They could give each black person $1 million and they would still have over 10 billion. But they don't want that. See, I'm going to tell you guys something. Over the last several years, whether you just started listening to me or whatever, you know this stuff I've done over the last several years with Tommy Sotomayor. I'm going to tell you something. What I've learned over the last several years investigating that lying, leftist, race-baiting, self-hating misogynist, okay? Because that's who Tommy Sotomayor is, okay? Let's face facts. I've proven it. There's other people who have proven it. I have the data. I have the proof. He's a lying leftist, and he's a race-baiting, self-hating misogynist. That's who he is. I've said since the beginning, Sotomayor is a liberal. He's a leftist scumbag. And just like all other leftists and Marxists, they exploit for their own personal gain. Which is, again, exactly what Sotomayor did. During the few years I was investigating him, that's exactly what he did. Exploit. And only to his own gain and his own advantage. And I mean, Tommy has, explained why he does that. He said that he will always, use race to his advantage. You don't think other people do? Like he's the only one that does that? I'm sure if you can use your race to an advantage, I guess people would do that. So he has said he has done that. But again, exploit, lie, exploit, race bait, exploit, lie. That's who he is. Through those last several years, too, I looked into Tariq Nasheed, which Tariq Nasheed does the exact same thing. Exploit. He uses very easy, emotional fire, okay? Very, low-hanging fruit. Very low-hanging fruit. That's what Tariq Nasheed specializes in. Getting people worked up emotionally on very easy, low-hanging fruit, working with very, emotionally based, just people who don't look at facts or reason or logic. They just be like, oh, that's why I hate Whitey. That's why the cops are out hunting us and killing us. Really? Tariq Nasheed uses very low-hanging fruit, racist hate to line his pockets. Just like Umar Johnson. These are all people I've looked into over the last several years. And I mean, I've looked into Umar Johnson's supposed psychology degree, which he does have, but I've explained it that what he has is basically like, put it this way. If you're in high school and you want to, be a letterman, you want to wear a letter, you got your letterman jacket and, some girl might look and be like, oh, he must be a football player. He got a letterman jacket. But there's like a little clause stipulation somewhere in the fine print that you could be the band equipment manager and you can letter in that. Or you can be the guy with the towel that wipes up the sweat on the gym floor from a basketball player that fell. And then you can get a letter for that. You can letter in sweat wiper upper. Okay? So that's basically the equivalent of Umar Johnson's, and I'm throwing up quotations, psychology degree. He has the very, straight out of the Cracker Jack box, very bare minimum, just a hair above him being able to say that he's a trained psychologist. He is a psychologist. And his forte is using some 10-cent words, throw those around, and again, emotion and racism to brainwash. Really, it's not so much brainwashing as it is bullying. He's a bully. And he's bullying parents or, people who think they might have, even grandparents who might have a younger child's best interest in mind, or they want to have, they want to have the child learn discipline or whatever. I mean, but, Umar Johnson uses these people. He bullies them. He brainwashes them into this like black first, black racist, black only, I don't know. Some utopia, black only, racist, black first utopia. And, he uses racism to his advantage to get these people involved in his scam, which is never, ever, ever going to be finished. I said this 2 or 3 years ago. This school is always going to be a money pit. He's always going to have the school. So he can blame white people because the white attorney, like he's done this. And only very, unintelligent, emotionally charged, racist people follow people like Tariq Nasheed or Umar Johnson or Sotomayor. Because if you're thinking about any of this logically, and I don't even want to get into this really, but, wouldn't you have some sort of a visual marketing, education destination? Like, shouldn't you have some sort of like, you know, visual trajectory that you're following, an education trajectory? It's always, I got to get the lights on. We need this electric bill. Like, the taxes are never, ever, ever talks about education, curriculum, nothing. No goals, no accreditation, nothing. I mean, at the very minimum, like, why wouldn't you want to have some sort of affiliation or accreditation linked to somewhere like Howard University or Spelman or Morehouse? I mean, there's no tie, no nothing, no accreditation, no curriculum, no nothing, except I got to get the lights on because white lawyers messed everything up. Now we got to get these, like these journals, somebody broke them up with a sledgehammer. So where's, like, I don't know. There's no accreditation. There's no plan. There's no goal. There's no education. It's a joke. It's a joke. And as far as I know, Umar Johnson doesn't even have one single quarter. We're talking 3 months, 3 or 4 months. He does not have one single quarter outlined for any education goals or curriculum. Nothing. I don't even want to talk about this. I can't. See, I knew I was going to get sidetracked. I mean, God help the family of somebody who gets suckered into this. Into Nasheed, Sotomayor, Umar Johnson. Just God help the families who get suckered into this. But I mean, any normal person would be able to immediately think, like, this guy can't even give me 3-4 months of a curriculum. There's not one education goal for my young son, my young grandson, my young nephew, whatever. There's nothing. It's just exploit. Young parents, grandparents, exploit. And again, for whatever reason, black races, black first, whatever, black only agenda, whatever. You know, they should be checked. Why would you want to send a young black boy to that psychopath? Why? And I mean, all you're really going to get out of it is if there is ever a 3 or 4 month plan put together, it's just going to be completely unrealistic brainwashing and propaganda. That's literally all it's going to be. And how is that going to benefit your son or your grandson or whatever, your nephew? It's not. It's unbelievable. I don't even know how we got into this. I don't know. But again, I've looked into these leftist morons. I've looked into these liars. I've looked into these, these charlatans. For the last several years, they do nothing but exploit people to their advantage. That's it. Use, abuse, lie, whatever it takes to their advantage. And the leftists do the same thing. The ones who have all the money, they do the exact same thing, except it's for political leverage. And I mean, the use of blatant racism, obvious racism, by pandering to black voters with Hillary with her hot sauce in her person. I don't go nowhere with that. No, Lordy. When I was in hot Atlanta, like, not exaggerating. Do you guys remember that? and Biden, if you don't vote for Biden, then you ain't black. Relentless, shameless pandering. But only for a few months, because they really, really need to get these South Americans that are flooding the country. Flooding. We're talking a couple 100,000 people flooding the border every single month. Let me ask you a question. Why is a senator, a U.S. senator, doing the work that a journalist should be doing? Why is a U.S. senator doing the work that a journalist, an investigative journalist, why is he doing the work of a journalist? Let's take a look at this real quick here. I don't know if you guys saw this or not, but here we go. Ted Cruz blasts the Biden cages at the border amid inhumane crisis. This too was a couple days ago. Project Veritas covered this. Inside, images and things of somebody who worked there. They're a whistleblower. That inspired and triggered Ted Cruz to go down there firsthand and bombard the gate and go in. And this is exactly what he saw. Senator Ted Cruz dropped a disturbing video Friday evening of a severely overcrowded conditions at a migrant detention center near the U.S.-Mexico border. These are the Biden cages, faces blurred, thousands of kids in the midst of a pandemic. They're all crammed into an area that at a 1,500% capacity. What else does that sound like? Geez, does that sound like the prison system that Biden and Obama greatly increased over their reign of terror for 8 years? The Trumpies are racist and white people racist and the cops are hunting me. This isn't reality. You don't understand what's happening. You don't understand this is shock and awe. Do you think that this is not to bend your mind? Do you think this is not to dent your brain? Do you think this is not to start and normalize detention, apprehension, cage, detention, cage, insurrection, detention, cage, insurrection? You see how it all fits? You see where I'm going with this? Walmart shut down all through the South. Remember that? The video YouTube removed. Look into my community tab. You'll see it there. I can give it to you on covertradio.com. Shadow ban. Don't talk about it. Don't talk about this stuff. This isn't what it appears to be. This is to soften the blow of what's about to happen. Cruz led a delegation of 18 good old party senators to inspect the border crisis and the conditions of the migrants. We just saw a dead body floating on the Rio Grande when it was coming by. Someone who died crossing, no doubt, with a trafficker. This is inhumane. What's going on is inhumane. I'm reading four sentences ahead. I got to stop doing that. This is inhumane, what is going on, Cruz said at the press conference, flanked by his fellow lawmakers. Joe Biden and the Biden administration have made decisions that are causing these people to suffer, and to do this in a pandemic is particularly irresponsible. I mean, it's unbelievable. But, people act like, this is new. This is not new. This happened during the 8 years of Obama. And why are these people on their way? Why do they keep coming? There's videos all over press conferences and campaign rallies that Biden had telling people, get ready, come on, just bring a kid. Come on. Yes, I'm a nice guy. Come on, let's go. But again, why is a senator doing this? Why is a senator blowing this story out of the water? Where is all of the news agencies? Where is the state-run media? Because look at this. Okay, so that's, let's see here. That's now, March 27, 2021, but what's this? Obama officials rush to explain photos from 2014 that went viral showing locked up immigrant children, and Trump's facilities look the same. Again, how does this not prove to you it has never stopped? Nothing's going to change until we change it. No Trumpy is going to save you, and no Biden's going to save you. You don't understand what's coming. And I could go deep into the mark of the beast and the cashless system that's moving, the digital tracking and the digital marking. That's why they popularized and normalized getting tattoos. Because you are about to get a QR code tattooed onto you. And, you know, for most of these young, you know, kids, hey, whatever, that's one more ink. Can I get a pink one with a rainbow? Can I get my QR code shaped like a unicorn? Can you put 666 inside my QR code? That's what I want. With like devil horns and a moon coming out of it. "2014. See this picture? Here it is. This is from Obama's era. This is what they look like in 2014. 2021. 2014. Look, 2021, 2014, 2021, 2014. And I'm sure if you really look, there's a couple from 2016 and 17 and 18. Nothing is changing. Nothing is going to change. The only thing that has changed is that the nationalists, the Christians, the people who love this country, the ones who believe in America, the ones who want a job, the one who wants sovereignty and they want a strong economy and a strong dollar and a retirement and a good, safe place to run their family, you are being shocked and awed into a reality that you did not sign up for and you do not want, and you feel paralyzed because at every turn of the page, they're telling you, oops, sorry, no, that's not going to happen. The deep state's too powerful. Drain the swamp, drain the swamp. Ooh, there's still people lurking. Now Obama got his people all in. Obama's the de facto president. Here, we're going to put Grandpappy Joe in, who can't even put a coherent sentence together. Once his flashcards are over, he's done. He's done. Everybody knows this. And you're an idiot if you don't see that. Nothing's changed because we, the people, have not changed it. We, the people, do not have an elected member, a representative of our wills and wants. And I don't care if you're black. I don't care if you're Asian. I don't care if you're white or Mexican. There are millions of us who want the same thing. We want a job. We want health care. We want safe streets. We want an income. And we want to be able to live in a sovereign, safe country and raise our family and be happy. That's all we want. And there are millions of it. And they purposely put people, stooges, actors like Trump, who says the words you think, who mutters the thoughts you have, and they trick you and train you that it's all over. And if you fight for this country or what you believe in, you're an insurrectionist. And now we're going to take your guns. So there's literally nothing that you can do. They've got the kids. They've got your daughter singing about her WAP, your 10-year-old daughter, because of the radio that they control. They got movies and games of people getting their head blown off because they have the control. They have Satanism, Satan worshiping, demonic spirits, no morality, pornography, because they control the industry. And there's nothing you can do about it because your church is sold out. Your leaders are sold out, and you're so consumed with your own whatever, your debt, your drugs, whatever. You think that it's not going to happen, and you cannot perceive what's coming. Because everything around you is bread and circus. Everything. The internet is bread and circus. And when people like Covert Radio are telling you the truth, they hide it. They don't want this. They do not want this level of truth. And here's the beautiful part. The people who know I'm telling the truth won't give me $1 to continue to tell the truth. Let's get real. I mean, let's get real about this. I should have more Patreons this month than I've ever had, with Covert Radio, because the real people who understand what's going on and the real people who understand that I am doing nothing but telling the absolute bare bones truth, the brutally honest truth about what's happening. But yeah, I need this $1. I can't, I can't. Yeah. So, I mean, it's called a normalcy bias. You'll listen, you understand, yeah, you're probably right, but you're under a normalcy bias. And I'm telling you, they are not going to stop. The damn pandemic is never going away. The shots are never going to stop. We're forever wearing a mask. Oh, if I get the shot, the jab, can I take my mask off? No. Can I go to the beach? No. Can I be with my family? Pick one. Can I go visit my dying mother? Okay, we'll let you go this month until everything, we want to turn the dial back up. And you're just like, okay. It's a joke. Wake up. And here's the other part about this. I'm talking to every cop that's listening to me right now. You better wake up. Do you understand who you're really fighting for? You're going to throw some, woman, a grandmother down inside of a bank because she refuses to wear a device that's not allowing her to, exhale the carbon dioxide that's in her body. She doesn't want to re-inhale it, the pathogens or whatever, the germs and whatever other muck and shit's on these masks. You're going to throw her to the ground because you're the law. We need to start helping each other. You better wake up, man. You better wake up. While at the same time, we're literally being invaded. And here, let me, I'm going to show you how this works. These are these lying leftist hypocrites. Okay. This is, I'm giving you one example. This is if more than 100 people heard what I'm saying right now. I could say that because I got a vision of ants at a picnic. That's my vision. I was in a field just now. There was a red and white checkered blanket down. I'm under a big tree, grassy field, whatever, and there was some food. There was, your quintessential picnic in the field, okay? And then I seen a line of ants coming because they smell the food. They want some of that watermelon or, whatever else you have on your picnic. And I seen a whole horde of ants in a line coming. I can't stop what I just saw, but that's what I want to relate to how we're being invaded. And then, if I was anybody on any substantial level, Covert Radio, the racist white supremacist, compares South American children to insects. Yet they do this, and they've done this for over 15 years. They are doing this. They are doing this. Watch this.
What if I told you that you could get a beautiful, lifetime, energy-efficient metal roof?
Thank you.
Please respect. Please give dignity to the people. Please give dignity to the people.
So you work for the committee?
Listen to the psychotic hypocrisy. And again, this is such a leftist technique of blocking the camera. They did it all through the spring and summer. They had the lasers and the big powerful lights and flashlights, and they would block, and they'd pull the umbrellas out and, to block the view of reality. Listen to this psychopath.
Commissioner, your senior advisor, you are.
And I mean, look at her eyes. the pupil is so dilated that I'm not even sure if she's human. I mean, this is a choppy video. Like, it's not high quality. This is Ted Cruz speaking, a senator. And this woman is some elected whatever, AOC wannabe, who is just reading from this, like, inhuman, soulless script in her head. And it is so hypocritical, I don't even know if she understands it.
2 weeks ago, and you're instructed to ask us.
Look at the pupils. I can't pause it because then it gets choppy. Just listen.
To not have any pictures taken here.
Please respect the people,
because the political
rules.
Leadership at DHS does not want the American people to know it.
Please respect the rules,
You keep
sir.
standing in front of the pictures, so
Please
you don't want the
respect the
pictures
rules.
taken. The rules are arbitrary, and
Please
they're designed to keep the American people in the dark.
dignity and respect. That's all we ask.
Well,
Dignity
no, it's
and
not.
respect.
You're asking, is this
Please-
dignity and respect? Look at
Please
these people.
give
There's
dignity
a
and
pandemic.
respect to the people.
Let me ask.
Please respect the booth. Please respect the people. Please give dignity, respect to the people. Please respect the booth. Dignity and respect at 1,500% capacity, wrapped up in aluminum foil in an observation clear plastic, no privacy tent with COVID positive people. Please respect the booth. Please give dignity, respect.
Ask you.
There's a
I
pandemic.
respectfully ask you, sir.
There is a pandemic.
With
Is this
full-hearted-
respecting the rights of these
full-heartedly,
kids?
I ask you. Please
Are you
respect
respecting the
people.
rights of these
This
kids?
is not a zoo, sir. Please don't treat the people.
You're right, and this is a
as such.
dangerous place.
Please don't treat the
and
people
your
like
policies,
this. That's all I ask
unfortunately,
for you,
are
sir.
trying to hide them. I understand
That's
you
all
were
I ask
instructed
you.
when 18
I
senators
ask you
came
to
down
please
here.
respect the people, give them dignity
I
and
respect them, and I want to fix this situation.
We all want
and
to fix
the
this, sir. We
administration
don't
you're
want
working
this to
for
happen
is
anymore.
responsible for these conditions.
Please respect the people with dignity and respect,
And
sir.
I ask you to respect the people as well. This
I am
is not
respecting you.
respect.
I am respecting the people.
This is not respect.
Senator Ted Cruz has released a video he says shows a Biden administration staffer clashing with him at a border facility and trying to prevent him from filming, telling the senator that this is not a zoo, sir, even though they literally have it set up like a zoo. The observation, there's no privacy, like on display. It literally makes me sick to my stomach. I mean, I feel sick to my stomach that the average person doesn't even understand this is happening. You know, this is another trick they use called compartmentalization, where the left hand literally doesn't know what the right hand is doing. And if you're not involved in this to some degree, you don't know this is happening. And you don't understand this has been happening for 15 years. And where do all these people go? Why are they coming here? There are no jobs, supposedly. There are no, it's completely racist. There's white devils everywhere. You know. The police, if you have brown skin or any level of melanin, the police just hunt you all day long. You can only go out at night and wearing camo, and even at that, you can only move quietly and slowly at 10 paces per half hour, or you fail to be picked up by electronic surveillance and shot on the spot and hunted and killed. While you sit in a government-subsidized house with your rent paid, your electric paid, your air conditioner paid, your heat paid, your medical bills paid, with cash, with medical marijuana, weaponized dope, playing a PlayStation, flipping from some fentanyl pills on the side that's being brought up by Ray, and he got a good connection from the okay. But they out hunting us every day. That's why we tear this shit down. Too much truth? Should I stop telling the truth? Am I that racist again, right? Because I told the truth about Sotomayor and all you, you digital sons. When I talked about digital daddy, you just couldn't take it. And you were so hangry. Why do these people come here? Well, I'll tell you why. They get jobs handed to them. They get a driver's license. They get food stamps immediately. They get health care immediately. They get housing, HUD. They have education, technical schools, and free college, and free, public school system. They're allowed to have a tax-free business for 7 years with tax-free money to invest in that business. And if you want to buy into a franchise like Subway or something, there's even more money and incentives available for you. You get free legal services. You get free benefits. If you're over 65 or disabled, you'll get money for that. Oh, I don't know why they're coming by the droves. I don't know why there's 100,000 every month flooding the border, even after Biden told them to come, because that's their, political. See, it's like Elysium, and I mentioned that before when we first started talking. See, the Hunger Games is what's coming. This is all perception training. This is all, lesser magic. We've talked about all this before. But they don't make these movies for nothing. They don't make these movies to entertain you. They make these movies to desensitize and train you, not entertain you, to train you. The Hunger Games, I've talked about that 1,000 times. The Capitol, just like the siege on the Capitol, it all coincides, it all lines up, just like Elysium, which was had Matt Damon in it, Jodie Foster, whatever. And it basically was a ravaged earth, poverty and sickness. And it's just, no water, and everything's dirty and crappy, and people are sick and dying, living in shanty towns. While above us, in like a space habitat, a torus that is spinning around and around and around. They called it Elysium. All of the luxurious millionaires and movie stars and politicians live on Elysium, which is right above Earth. It's, just floating right up in our atmosphere, not too far away. You can get there in 10 minutes or something, 15 minutes on those little drones, shuttles that they had. I mean, it's a deliberate showing of what's coming. Complete social training, mental and social training. And it's showing you that once communism really gets its foothold here, what's about to happen. It's all based around immigration, overpopulation, transhumanism, because Matt Damon's character was able to get that biomechanic implant and arm, and they were getting these downloads in the brain and all this stuff, whatever. It's a great movie. So that's everything that's on the table right now. Immigration, overpopulation, transhumanism, healthcare. He couldn't get in the capsule. He had to get to Elysium to be healed from the radiation. The slave training, or the slave, work conditions, unfair justice system, social class issues where it's literally us and them. Them live on Elysium. Us, all of us are down here. Like, if you don't see that's what's coming, that's why people like, Trump and Pelosi and even Ted Cruz, like, they all have their own versions of Elysium right here. Those borders, those immigrants are never, ever, and I'm saying for several years they're safe. They're never going to get close to their house yet. That's like one of Pelosi's $1 million mansions in the wine country that she owns. What's her name? She's Laura Loomer. Laura Loomer, I guess hired a few Mexicans to come and they put a tent up in her yard. And they're like, Laura Loomer's like, no, it's okay. Just jump her wall. She doesn't need a wall. She doesn't want a wall. Come on. We're going to, and I mean, immediately the police were, you know what I'm saying? Like the hypocrisy. The absolute hypocrisy. That's, you know, that's the reality of the situation. They all have their Elysium here because people like Gavin Newsom, who wants California to be a sanctuary city, he just again asked for like $50 million, $50 million additional dollars to, you know, to help with the illegal immigrant population. That's what these sanctuary cities are. That's why they're fighting. The people in control fight so hard to have their town or their city infiltrated with illegal immigrants because they get federal money for that. And that means administration costs. So when you're an administrator on council, you know, you're this, you're the head of that, you're on this board, you do this. Money, 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 money. You know, there's a grant to help, you know, people from Guatemala, you know, learn how to sing the Star Spangled Banner. It's a $4 million grant to help the Guatemalans learn the Star Spangled Banner. By the time that money trickles down to some 18-year-old kid who's doing it for a college credit, all of those millions of dollars are gone. It's all sucked up in administrative cost, property cost, you know, clerical cost, facilitating cost. It's, don't you understand that? That's why these people keep pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing, because they're the only ones living on Elysium. They don't care who your neighbors are and what you got to deal with and the random acts of violence, because that's why it's the white people. That's why it's them white devils, because so they're not the target. As long as you're seeking out a white devil to kill and shoot in the back of the head or carjack, then they're not the target. You don't understand this is the oldest trick in the book? The flashbang that goes off, or the magician pulling the rabbit out of the hat, but you don't see what's in his palm. Like, you don't understand that? But the beauty of this all is the world, not only the United States, the world is now seeing who these people are. The hypocrisy. It's all coming to the surface. So really, it isn't a matter of hiding it anymore. The truth is, and since Trump in 2016, it's been a matter of, yes, we are doing that. What are you going to do about it? They accuse people of what they're doing to deviate attention from themselves. What are you going to do about it? Yeah, we own the law system. We own the courts. We own the money. We own the local council. What are you going to do about it? They are the most they're so hypocritical. Just can't, man. Deceitful, lying, conniving. They're soulless. Like this woman. I can't, man. I can't. Please show dignity and respect. Please, with all of the heart in the human body. Like, she can't even, like, you know what I mean? It just seems, I can't. They're vile pieces of shit on this planet. They have no morals. They have no values, no decency. It's everywhere. You can see it in everything they touch. Everything they touch, and everything else becomes a weapon. Racism, a weapon. Income, a weapon. Employment, a weapon. And if you get into an argument with one of them about truth, or you start telling the truth, the only thing they have is ad hominem attacks. That's it. You're a white racist, you're a white this, you're a Nazi, you're this, you're that, you're that, you're this. And stupid people who are high 24/7 fall for it. But that's all they need. They don't need everybody. They just need enough. You know what I mean? But the beauty is, again, there's more and more people waking up every day. But I want you guys to understand this one last thing. And I mean, I know this is nothing new for a lot of you. We've talked about this since day one. This is a spiritual war. This is absolutely a spiritual war. I want you guys to take a look at this here. Lord have mercy. Now, this is the root, and this is a very racist, very, very racist publication. They love talking about them white devils and blaming Whitey for everything. Well, Lord have mercy. Lil Nas X, Satan shoes, put Nike on the defensive. You know, it's not a thing you guys got to just come to grips with, is why Satan uses black people most of the time. Why is that? Did you ever wonder that? You know, in the music, in this and that, in the murder and the killing, and like just all the indecency and immorality. I'm not saying it's only black folks, but it seems like they are the most easily obtainable weapons of deceit and destruction and immorality. That is easily accessible. These people will literally do anything that they're told to do. Lil Nas X is included. Bloody shoes may be Cardi B's line. Bloody shoes. Wow, that's hot. But they may now be best associated with Lil Nas X, the rapper born Montero Lamar Hill. He broked the internets. I'm so sick of that. Like, these people are... Who wrote this? Mahisha Kai. Did he break the internet? Oh, he broke it. So corny and weak and shallow and uncreative. But these are the ones controlling your perception. Okay? Lamar Hill broke the internets last Friday as he released the single for Montero, Call Me By Your Name, infuriating much of the evangelical set with his subversive and highly strategic use of Christian themes. Tell me this isn't spiritual. Again, I've been saying this for 4, 5, 6 years now. This is a spiritual war. This is a spiritual war. I gave an analogy of a ladder one time, and I said you can get off of that ladder anytime you want. There are people that keep climbing the ladder in search for truth, but then they find something they think is the truth, and they take a step off of the ladder onto that level, that plane of existence. They don't go back up the ladder, and they don't go back down. They sidestep it, and they're happy with where they're at. They have found the truth. They're holding it in their hand. Everything was created by an alien. Okay, so that's where you want to get off the ladder? Oh, okay, go ahead. But the higher you go up the ladder, I promise you, you are going to deduce this entire existence into two things. There are good and there is evil. There is good and there is evil. That's it. It is either good of God or it is evil of Satan. That is it. Everybody around you knows that somehow. Lil Nas X and the people who literally own and control him know that. And people writing about it who are corny and shallow know that too. His strategic use of Christian themes and iconography in the accompanying video. Here's the bottom line. Oh, and then she talks shit on Candace Owens. Those who got it, got it. Those who don't spent the next few days screaming about Sodom and Gomorrah. And no doubt Candace Owens was solely focused on trying to work vagina into the conversation, while you people solely work to include white racist, white supremacy in everything that you touch. See the hypocritical stances they have, the inability to reflect on who they are and what they are, and how corny and shallow and uninformed, yet they think they're so woke. So woke, man. You're so woke. What's your name? Mahisha Kai. You're so dang woke. Your pinky's fingernails dirt could not... I just can't. I can't. Here's the only thing I wanted to talk about. Lil Nas doubled down, proving that he's a marketing genius, and he made Old Town Road. Oh, that's such a genius move. It's corny. It's shallow. Dun, 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 dun. Same fucking chords that has been used 1,000 times. Same stupid cadence that has been used 1,000,000 times. Same stupid rhythm that has been used 1,000,000 times. I'm gonna... Like, it's just so gay and shallow. But he's to this woman... Little Nas X is a marketing genius all of a sudden who wrote Old Town Road, when the reality is it was already written by the people who control the industry. The same chords, the same rhythm, the same cadence. Dress you up, boy. You gonna wear these assless chaps, boy. Get them glitter on them boots. We gotta tap into them white country folks. Down, 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 road, blah, 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 blah. So stupid, shallow, and gay. And I mean gay as in fun. Woo-hoo! Yay! See, this is why I don't cover this shit, because I can't. I almost grabbed my mirror 3 times, but it's out of reach and I would have to get up, and I don't want to do that. Here is the point. He partnered with streetwear brand Mischief, MSCHF, on a limited run 666 pairs of custom Nike Air Max 97S dubbed Satan shoes. You understand what I just said here? Lil Nas X partnered with a streetwear brand named Mischief on a limited run of 666 custom Nike Air Max 97S that have been called, they're dubbed Satan shoes. They were released Monday, and they have a very special feature, human blood. I'll link this story if you think I'm kidding. Look into it. Look into Lil Nas, Nike Air Max, 666, Mischief, Satan shoes. These shoes, all 666 pair of them, feature human blood. The controversial kicks apparently modified Nike Air Max 97S. They're decorated with pentagram pendants and a reference to Luke 10:18, which is a Bible verse about Satan's fall from heaven. And they will be sold for $1,018. This demon right here, this demon troll drone that has a controller... Just, yeah. You're a genius, dude. You're an idiot. You're an idiot. And you're my enemy. And I have no problem with that. Just continue to do what you do, boy. You understand? You hear me talking? You hear me talking to you? Because that's the reality of the music industry with people like this dude. Like, he is told what to do, when to do it, what to say, where to be, what to wear. So there's Nike, again, 666 pairs of whatever, Nike Max, selling for almost $1,100. Satan shoe with human blood in it. But you have idiot mouthpieces like Colin Kaepernick, who is another professional victim millionaire, who has nothing but the best in life, the best food, the best vehicles, the best clothing, the best houses since day one. But he's a professional victim, another millionaire victim who tries to brainwash young black men and young youth, whoever identifies, I guess, because there's plenty of white people out fighting the good fight. Idiots that believe that they got to end systemic white supremacy and slavery, right? He makes millions and millions of dollars through Nike, with an ad deal that he had a contract struck in 2018 with Nike. And we're talking a deal 7 figures, at least minimum 7 figures. So he's in the millions of dollars with a deal from Nike. Here's again Nike, Little Nas X, 2 black dudes, 2 professional millionaire demonic spirits who are destroying the morality and the intent and the music and the souls of the youth because they're told to, and they're controlled, completely controlled. They're told what to do, what to say, take a knee. Divide, conquer, that's your enemy, not us, boy, you gotta go dance for us, just like Snoop calling everybody else, the coon bunch, but he's gonna be in his Dunkin' Donut uniform with his big fly hat, and he picks it up with his little fingers, he does a little, I have a whole video coming up about Snoop. A whole video. It's so sickening, man. I can't. But this guy wants to talk about how unfair America is, and yet he's had the best of everything in America. He's controlled by a company who has been in the open for many, many, many years, profiting off of slave labor, for real slaves, for 100% modern day slaves, making a $3 pair of shoes with human blood, selling them for $1,100. I don't care what mainstream media source you want to look into. You could just type in Nike slave labor and you'll get 10,000 articles from the last 20, 30 years. It's been sobering to know that Nike, along with many other major U.S. companies, has used slave labor or sweatshop labor to manufacture products for decades. The practice has its own Wikipedia page. Don't matter. You have all these black people burning America down wearing Nike shoes because of slavery. But they're wearing shoes made literally by slaves. Woke AF, yo. Woke AF, right? Holly accuses LeBron, Nike, NBA of profiting off of slave labor in China. He challenged all corporate leaders to take a slave-free pledge. Senator Josh Hawley of Missouri accused major it's not an accusation, it's a known fact. Major corporations such as Nike and the NBA and those who profit off their endorsements such as LeBron James and Colin Kaepernick, which isn't here, but it's a fact. I mean, that again is a provable fact. I mean, I know, begin the ad hominem attacks. I'm a racist, right? And that's why I'm saying this. What about Dylan Roof? Yeah. Profiting off slave labor in China. He introduced a bill to hold businesses accountable for having slave labor in their supply chain. So, it's nothing new. It's nothing new. I could talk about this. This is a whole show here. Investors Business Daily. Nike stock Adidas drop as China strikes back over Uyghur slave labor charges. Athletic apparel makers Nike and Adidas and others face possible boycotts in China for opposing alleged Uyghur slave labor. Nike stock and Adidas fell. But Colin Kaepernick will still wear Nike. Little Nas X will still put human blood on Nike shoes that they made for $1,100 profit. And every other person walking in the streets have their crisp white Nikes on, who were tearing down the statues of people that built the country, right? Because you're so woke. See, now I'm starting to get, you know what I mean? I'm starting to come alive a little. You know what I mean? I'm starting, my blood's pulsing. I don't even really know what all we covered or talked about. But, yeah, this is a whole show in itself. The hypocrisy, it's unbelievable. I mean, you could just see it everywhere. And the beauty is, God willing, that more people every single hour, Lord, please open people's eyes to the reality of what's happening. Empower people. Empower us, the people listening. Empower people that, you know, may have a dream tonight, may meet somebody tomorrow to inspire them. Empower us. Give people the courage to literally stand up and take control back. Because if we don't, we're moving into a slave system of technological control where everybody will be tagged and chipped and monitored. It'll be a communist, socialist state of pure hell, and they will have their Elysium. They will have their capital. We will be their cattle. After millions and millions of people die in a coming civil war, a coming race war that they will not stop infuriating people with, fanning the flames, and just pushing and pushing and pushing. Please come into the hearts and minds of the parents with these kids. Give them the right words, the time, the ability to, you know, talk these kids down. What is going on? Put people in their life that's going to help them. And I understand what all of this is. I get it. America has fallen once they kicked God out. Once God was told to leave America, forget his son Jesus Christ. When God was told to leave, that's when this all started falling apart. You're going to get what you want. You're going to get it. You just don't understand what you're going to get. But I pray people wake up, because we're literally running out of time. This is no joke. This is not going to stop. The tyranny's not going to stop. The control, the house arrest, the shots, the this, the that. It's not going to stop. And you think this $1,400 is, I don't know what you think it is, but it's passive aggressive control. That's literally all it is. Because who's going to want to work if they think the government's going to give them another $1,200 or $1,400 in a month or two? Who's going to go out and work? They're putting cashless checkout systems, cashier self-checkouts. Now they're going into Dollar General. Look in your local Dollar General and see if they're already installing these self-checkouts. Boston Dynamics just released a brand new robot. It is completely going to wipe out millions of jobs that are possibly left. You are obsolete, Mr. Wordsworth. Wordsworth, you are obsolete. That's another show on Covert Radio. If you want to become a Patreon, please do so. The link is in the description. Or spend your money on these human blood-soaked shoes that cost $1,100. I don't know what to tell you. The truth isn't easy. Nobody really appreciates the truth. There's plenty of bread and circus around to take your mind off of the reality of what's happening. But please read the description right now by Aleksandr Solzhenitsyn in his letter based in memory of his time spent in a Soviet gulag. And oh, how we burned in the camps later thinking, what would life have been like if they would only have fought back? Please read that. I'm Covert Radio. You guys take care. Have a good day.